Keep 25 cents. Stop.
Everybody mute.
Nice.
Testing 1, 2, and 3. We want to make sure that everyone is going to be covering Google MMTs. That's the one that we're covering. We had given some bids on Cree is coming down to a 55.50 right here. That was a limit order. It's been holding at the price print. They just reported your earnings. I don't have them. I will be updating MMTs there. We're all front and center right here. Apple Computer, here and now. This is a wholesale bid for some of my senior traders. As you get the information, you have my permission. If it turns out to be the way it was, you could buy and hold it because that's down $7.45. Before the opening bell, I gave them bids at 55.50. For you new MMTs that sit there in shock and awe and you don't think it can happen, well, you better start believing now. You better start believing now. As far as this one goes, we haven't hit the earnings yet, but we got bids down there at 322.5, and we got the upside market up there around that 362, 355 handle. We've got it priced to the upside so that we can torpedo in this after hours action print. Cree, Apple. Oh, I'm going on tape. MMTs, there it is, 342. This is going to be an after hours knee jerk. We have IBM just popping those earnings. We also have a sympathy gap. So when IBM did good, that gapped our Google up a little bit. Now we're going to watch what Apple has to say. And there's the IBM right there. Google has not reporting, but the price will go higher because they did good over here. So we're going to see how the after hours futures market play out, MMTs. And it's important, new MMTs, to understand how to trade the after hours market, because you can make a fortune by knowing who the players are in that after hours market. Let's just start from there, and we'll go from there off the video naturally. So here we are, 342 by 342.20. I've got MMTs ready to get in. They even have bids way below the floor. What we're saying is on that knee jerk, you could pop to 352 in a heartbeat, and you could drop down to 333 in a heartbeat. And we're going to be looking at the various different levels in the brain to tell us where they are. So we already know where some of them are, and the low on Apple today was 324.60 ratio. So there's the IBM just ticking along. Oh boy, is it ever. Okay, the closing price was $150, it looks like. That's a nice $4.50 move. We'll be looking at shorting the top end of that IBM. So when it pulls back 70, 80 cents, you get out and you got your nice little profit. But if you're doing it at the bottom, then you're not wholesale. But every pump up, it'll bounce very quickly and make, possibly new highs. If you're good enough to take out that 70 pennies on 1,000 shares or 500 shares, that's how these work right there. So that's the after hours market. Here's that Apple. I'm starting to get a knee jerk. I can see how they're going to come in. There's that level too. I got 342.11 by 30 pennies. Okay, here it is, MMTs. What we have to say is we were given the fact that they were going to report at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time. Today's date 1/18/2011. There's been a lot of controversy around what's going on with his health and various other things. The thing that I am going to tell people is that the stock is halted. There is news pending. For new MMTs, one of two things happen. They can halt the stock because they're going to guide down and they miss the numbers. That's one reason.
Apple beats 645 versus 5.5.
The other reason is because the numbers are real good and everyone's going to want to get in on it, and it will gap up and they'll reopen it and it would have just going higher in price. So there's two reasons for halting a stock. Both can be, one is for good and one is for bad. So go ahead and read me the earnings report.
Apple beats by $1.
Apple beats by $1.
643 by 540.
Whoa! And what was the
Q2 revenue 21.73 billion, or Apple Q1 EPS $6.43.
Whoa!
Let's see
what
the estimate
preliminary number. That's it. 490 versus 446.
26.74 billion.
Wow.
Versus
nice.
24.
Yeah. So that blowout number.
6.43 versus 5.4.
Blowout.
Dollar above
Say
the market.
Blowout.
That's a blowout.
Blowout. Blowout.
And a blowout number is one thing, folks. They're going to gap it up in price, and we'll come back to it, MMTs. So they can halt it if there's bad news, and they can halt it. And after punishing, they need to treat this man right. He did good for Apple, and he's having some health issues, and everyone drove the stock down today to 324.60. We bought call options at $10.50, and there's still going to be a lot of risk in the name. And what we're going to look for is on that opening print, when they open the equity now, is where they slide the bid. And if they only slide the bid 3, 6, 9, 12 and then bounce it and then slide it and then bounce it, then that means that you MMTs want to be hitting those little bounces and trading several times. Okay? And we'll see how the shorts are going to react as well. Okay? So